Да, хорошо.
Hey!
Keine Bewegung. Ergib den... Ah! Oh! Ah! Hey du, halt!
Was war das?
Musst du jetzt weinen? Du bist tot.
Hey! Aufhören, hörst du? Ich gebe auf! Ja!
Чё там? Ты что хочешь сделать? Подальше? Сейчас как, нормально? Что ты хочешь сделать, эй? Куда ты скачешь? Куда ты скачешь? Ты ебался на меня? Тебе что надо? Просто так позвонился? Просто так, что ли? Что ты мне говоришь? Ладно, ладно. Все. Это что за сундук? Это... А? Да. Отключи мне голос. В этом, чтобы ты меня не слышал там. Нет, это? А что тебя не слышно? Кизил это что? Говно что ли?
Кизил, говорит, что такое?
Иди нахер, короче.
Так. Что-то дали мне шляпу охотника. Бля, что за шляпа? Бля, как пилотка есть бабская. Посмотри на эту шляпу.
И а чего у тебя персонаж голый?
Верни Робин Гуду его шляпу. Ты посмотри на это, этот.
Вижу.
Альфа-самец.
И а чего у тебя беспонтового ничего нету?
Я же так не оделся просто.
А?
Я оделся как вор, а не как воин такой.
Ты альфа-самец, блядь. Слышишь?
Слышу.
А чё ты в смысле как вор, ты чё воруешь?
Ну, вор, лучник, да. Пока так, пока деньги накоплю. А так в лошади у меня есть эти ворованные предметы.
А, ты в лошадь ставишь?
Да, он одного охранника без сознанку отправил, вобрал его и съебался.
Серьезно?
Да,
И чё, она теперь твоя, да?
да.
Она же ворованная, слышишь?
Ворованная, вору продам или что-нибудь сделаю.
А где
Сейчас
ты воров можешь найти?
мельники.
Где?
Мельники, которые муку делают.
А,
Они, бля, воры же.
я не знаю, у меня на низких, короче, 35 FPS, стрелять невозможно. Можно стрелять? Ну, я пока
Сейчас
удалил
патчи
её.
выйдут, и все нормально будет.
Посмотрим.
У меня тоже на ультрах 50 FPS. Это у всех так будет.
Посмотрим, что дальше будет. Ну я просто... Я короче, по лесам ходил, убивал этих живот, траву собирал. Там убил. У меня травничество 4, по-моему, или 6. Взломал. Ну я этого киргиза здесь вначале завалил.
Как ты его завалил? Я в натуре. Я даже не пытался его.
Да ты я видел, я же у тебя был, когда ты соскакивал от них. Я просто на видео в этом, пацаны играли, короче, они тоже пытались его убить. Но там они, как сказать, они его убивали, только они ему кропали оставляли, и он их добивал, короче. Но я смог его завалить.
Обобрал его, да?
Да, забрал все. И пошел дальше. Потом вижу, эта хата, где бабу там, они втроем напали же. Видел?
Да,
Вначале.
да. Ты оттуда съебался, да?
Нет, я зашел в эту мельницу, ну, не доходя до нее, и сижу, жду, короче. И один ко мне ломанулся. А у меня же доспехи, меч, щит, все у меня. Я его тут же забрал, короче. И иду дальше. Потом понял, куница пробежала мимо, они меня заметили. Я сел на коня и соскочил, короче. У меня все доспехи, все есть, я потом пихнул их. И в обычно ходил. Но они как бы ворованные там. Я не понял, что они вообще. Потом свиньи убивал в городе. Типа дальше. Когда меня этот мельник спас, его дочка. Их
Не
продавал.
штрафовали?
Не. Ну я убивал, чтобы я никто не видел. Это что, лошадь впереди? Что ли? Это олень был? Или лошадь?
Олени
это
мелкие,
олень.
они палят быстро. И что-то валяется. Уже кто-то подстрелил.
Охотник?
Сука. Эти ворованные стрелы меня заебали уже.
Почему?
Они отдельно, они...
А, ты потом, когда стреляешь, они исчезают, да?
Нет, они...
Делятся
Если ты ее
просто.
поставил,
Они
тебе
стакаются.
надо в инвентарь залазить и снова ставить.
Ты сколько охоты прокачал?
Бля, мясо дофига стоит, честно говоря.
Охоты у тебя много прокачал?
Навыки. 7. Я
Почему
так
мясо
часто
не добрал?
мясо много весит слишком. О, говно.
И ладно, я поехал.
Ну, давай. Не
А?
скучай.
Давай.
Good day to you.
I'm looking for a fellow who lives here, but I don't know his name.
What would you want with him? Well, it's no skin off my nose. The bastard has a cot. What are you doing there? What?
Who are you?
Move along, citizens. Move along. There's nothing to see here.
That's what you call nothing to see. I'd like to know what something to see looks like.
By the keys of St. Peter, this is all I need. We'll have to send word to Sir Hanush.
That might not be necessary.
Who are you?
I'm Henry of Skalitz, in the service of Hanush's Captain Bernard. I'm investigating the attack at Neuhof, and I think this could be related.
Well, I'm the bailiff of Auschwitz. And I say we don't want any of that kind of trouble around here. What makes you think this has anything to do with Neuhof?
One of the folk at the stud farm recognized someone from Auschwitz among the bandits.
We have no bandits or murderers around here.
Really? They say he had a limp?
Shit. Well, allow me to introduce you to Limpy Lubosh. Or all that's left of him.
Sacre. Nothing's ever easy. I'll have to take a look around and ask a few more questions, if that's all right with you.
You can take this mess off my hands and welcome to it. As for what else there is to find out, I don't know. But look and ask all you like.
When did you find the body? And did anyone see anything?
Just now. And nobody saw or heard anything. I don't know how they could gut him like that without someone hearing him.
Who was Limpy Lubosh?
A poor crofter and a scoundrel. Can't say I'm too surprised what happened to him. He kept company with all sorts of vermin. He was always getting into some kind of trouble. Punch-ups in the tavern and what have you.
How come he limped?
He got that from some villainy or brawl a long time.
Did he have any kith or kin in the village?
None. A loner he was.
Do you happen to know where he was on the night of the Neuhoff raid?
I've no idea. He kept his distance from other folk, so you never knew if he was away or...
Has he been up to anything suspicious lately?
I don't know. The last few days he didn't go anywhere.
Another thing about Lubosh.
Good day to you.
I've come in the name of Sir Hanush of Lipa. I'm investigating the massacre in Neuhoff, and now a murder here as well. Can I ask you a few questions?
Of course, ask away.
That man Lu...
He was a drunk who was always looking for a fight. Nobody liked him much, but I wouldn't wish an end like that on any man.
Have you noticed anything suspicious recently?
Well, now I think of it, I haven't seen him around for a while. No idea where he was skulking.
Do you know what Lubosh was doing the day Neuhoff was raided?
Not a clue.
Do you know anyone Lubosh used to spend time with? Relatives or friends?
He was a loner. He didn't even have any mates in the tavern.
That's all. Thank you. I've come in the name of Sir Hanish of Lipa. I'm investigating the massacre in Neuhof, and now a murder here as well.
Ask away.
Who was this, Lu?
He was a drunkard and a beast. And lazy too.
Have you noticed anything
The only thing seemed suspicious was how a rogue like him suddenly started going to church.
Do you know who...
He was always a loner, except lately he stopped.
Do you know what Lubosh was doing?
What do I care about that?
Do you know who Lu...
He was all...
That's all.
God bless.
My respect.
Is there anything suspicious?
Indeed there is. Around here. You should hear about what Vashek the groom has been up to at the stables. When the head... And that's not all. Just last night, Father Godwin was here, calling fire and brimstone...
I've come in the name of Sir Hanish of Lipa. I'm
I don't know nothing of...
That's all.
Jesus, look where you're going.
The blessings of our good Lord be with you, Father. I'm here in the name of Sir Hanish of Lipa, investigating the massacre at Neuhof, which seems to be connected to a murder here. Can I ask you a few questions?
It seems Sir Hanish is employing children as investigators. But ask as you wish, boy.
Did you know Lubosh? What was he like?
A bit of a lost soul. Simple, rough fellow, but...
Did you notice anything suspicious recently?
My child. All sorts of suspicious things have been going on recently. People like Lubosh don't know what to do about it, and sometimes they do.
That's really not a lot of help to me, Father.
Do
you know what Lubosh was doing on the day Neuhof was raped?
Unfortunately, I do know.
What?
I'm bound by certain vows that forbid me to tell you.
Vows more important than catching dangerous murderers?
There are laws of God above the laws of man, son.
Father, surely you can't be serious. There must be situations in which you can make an exception.
There are things that apply always, no matter what the circumstances, and this is one of them.
For heaven's sake, Father, can you really look me in the eye and tell me that, when you know you may be condemning innocent people to death?
I can, because if I broke that vow, the consequences would be much worse than if I didn't.
Father, Lubosh was my only lead to the Neuhof raiders. Only he could tell me who was responsible for that massacre. If I don't find out who it was, it will probably happen again. Surely you wouldn't want that.
I wouldn't. But I can't betray the sanctity of the confessional. Suppose we talk it over in the evening, in the tavern, over a...
All right.
Do you have any work that needs doing?
My dear lad, I have more worries than I can bear. I have to deal with a local witch.
A witch?
The herb woman, old Gertrude. That devious hag who will stoop to anything.
Oh, don't tell me. The cows are giving blood instead of milk, and babies are being born with 2 heads and a tail.
This is no laughing matter. Gertrude isn't evil. She just has peculiar ideas about what's good for people. A little bird told me she...
A little bird told you, did it?
You know how good people are at seeing the splinter in another's eye and not the beam in their own.
In other words, someone's been gossiping. And what's the problem?
As long as herb women stick to giving psychic to folk and bloated cows, assisting in childbirth, or burning incense in bedrooms to help with sleep. But this is sacrilege, and it's unsafe. All sorts of molds and lichens and poisonous plants and other foul things go into those concoctions. I'd hate to see her poison some poor gull.
What do you want me to do?
I want you to go and see her and find out what she's been up to. I know she lives in fear of the Holy Church, so tell her I sent you. That will make her talk and think twice about encouraging witch if you learn that she truly did involve folk in some foolishness.
Consider it done.
Good. And never fear. I'm a man who always pays his debts.
still quite hungry. Could do with a bite to eat. I've come in the name of Sir Hanish of Lipa. I'm investigating the massacre in Neuhof.
Ask all you want, lad.
Who was this Lubosh who was murdered?
Those that live by the sword die by the sword. I'm not surprised the end he came to.
Have you noticed anything suspicious recently?
Everything about him was suspicious. I always gave him a wide berth.
Do you know what Lubosh was doing the day Neuhof was raided?
How would I know?
Do you know who Lubos used to spend time with? Kin or friends?
I don't know, since I don't go to
That's all.
I've come from the priest. They're saying you incited some women to witchcraft.
Me? Witchcraft? That's nothing but idle chatter.
Don't you know that witches get burned alive?
There's no need for trouble. I'll tell you everything. I've done a very foolish thing. It's preying on my mind so much I can't sleep a wink.
But I'm supposed to believe an old witch has pangs of conscience.
Laugh if you like, but it's not a word of a lie. You probably know I sell various magic lotions and potions. You see, Vera, Zlata, and Kuta from Uzhitz wanted a magic ointment from me. I kept refusing them, but in the end...
What kind of ointment was it?
One that will show you a world no one else can see. A place of wonder and terror. The flowers might start talking to you, or the earth could swallow you up. I don't know if it's the work of the devil or of God himself, but the ointment has that.
So all this talk of witches anointing themselves and then flying to their sabbaths on broomsticks.
The ointment could make a person see such things. But it was stupid of me letting those foolish women get their hands on it. They could poison them.
Will you give me the ointment recipe?
It contains belladonna and the herb Paris, both quite poisonous plants.
So why did you give them the ointment at all?
Because I'm soft-hearted. You see, one of those women, Vera, lost her whole family in Skalitz. And Zlata's husband was killed. And the youngest of them, Kuta, miscarried with the horror of it all. They said they wanted to use the ointment to speak with the dead and ask them...
I understand how they feel.
Judge not, lest ye be judged. I didn't want to give them the ointment, but they offered me a pile of groschen. So...
Their plea or the clink of their coin? And why are you so worried about them all of a sudden? What changed your mind? They burn them alive.
That they do. So don't...
It didn't bother you before, though. What did they want the ointment for?
Each one of them lost a loved one recently, and it's grieving them.
What kind?
One that will show you a...
So...
The ointment...
I want to know some... I've heard enough.
If you've heard enough, you must understand why I need your help. Find out from those women.
Very well. But only because the priest...
Thank you 1,000-fold.
I feel quite hungry. feel quite hungry. Could do with a bite to eat. I've heard something about a magical ointment.
What? Who told you that?
Nothing really. I'll have to get something to eat.
Hey, watch it. Loud.
I've heard
What?
it might interest the priest.
The priest?
What I've heard.
Wait. Really?
If someone buys witching ointment, what am I supposed to think they want it for? Let me take a wild guess. Witchcraft.
We're doing no wrong. We go to the woods alone, at night, and we hurt no one. I won't say...
I feel quite hungry.
Jesus, look where you're going.
Hey!
I heard something about
You heard that
the herb woman.
Gertrude? What is...
That's not the point. The ointment's dangerous.
Thanks for the concern. But we're grown women. We're old enough to...
Hey, what are you up to? What are you?
Hey, look, show your... Who is it?
I've heard something.
Really? I'd like to know...
The herb woman's.
Gertrude?
It's not about.
She said that. But I can't believe it's all that serious. If she's really worried, tell her to...
Good day to you.
Have you got a bed for the night?
All right. For how long?
Just the one.
All right.
Here you go.
You'll like it here.
Where do
You'll have no trouble finding it. Right inside the door to the building.
Are you serious?
Here.
I'm sorry I can't tell you everything. But first I'd like to hear something about you, my son.
I'm from Skalitz.
Oh.
They're dead.
Well, I'm sorry to hear that. It must have been terrible.
It was terrible. It seemed so pointless. It had no warning. They just appeared and began the slaughter. God knows why. They killed anyone who didn't make it to the shelter of the castle. My parents... I didn't make it to the castle. I wanted to try and help my parents, but there was nothing I could do. Then I fled to Talmberg with the Cumans on my hip. They almost killed me.
My poor child. And how did you come to get this assignment? I'd have expected...
You think I'm too young for the job?
Well, I can only apologise for my lack of grey hair.
Now the most important thing. What actually happened at Neuhof?
The rumours aren't exaggerated this time. The Neuhof stud farm was raided by bandits, but they didn't come to pillage or even take the horses. They only wanted to kill. They maimed the horses and slaughtered. I'm sure they would have killed more, but the bandits quarrelled among themselves and broke off the attack. And judging by what's left of it,
I see it's every bit as bad as people... Well then, here's to those poor souls who had to...
I've told you all about me. Now it's your turn, Father. Well, we've had an agreeable chat, but now let's get down to... So, about this confessional seal.
Henry, that's not how it works. There are matters in which you can't make exceptions because if you do it once, if people stop believing in the church because their confessional secrets are betrayed, they won't trust anyone, and...
I understand, but that means I've reached a dead end. Those cutthroats...
Chin up, lad. I might have a solution.
What?
If I tell you what Lubos told me, I'd be betraying the confessional secret. But...
Word of honor?
On my soul.
I always wondered about the things a priest tells his congregation. Where on earth do you get the ideas for your sermons?
Well, Ujits isn't Prague. It's not enough to instruct people. They have to be entertained, too. If I only read from the Bible, I'd soon be preaching.
Our priest wasn't exactly a bard.
It has to be something topical. Condemning vices. And, of course, a tongue lashing about the two popes goes down well these days. And stories from real life, with a night, especially if they're about fornication and similar.
Can you give me...
Well, recently a priest by the name of Jan Hus. I hear he always has a full house. A journeyman who heard him told me what Hus is preaching. I'm thinking about putting...
What's so amazing about it?
The preaching of Master Jan Hus. The lamentable wealth in which the church is drowned. Just like a flock of hungry ravens, they settled on this land. They know no mercy. Their hearts are corrupted by longing for wealth. You want to baptize a child? Pay. You want to steal and murder? Pay. And you... What if the devil himself were to pay? Would he... With such money gained from the poor, they buy beautiful horses to ride and needless servants to pamper them. While Jesus Christ walked barefoot and had no... Look to your consciences, you robbers of the... Amen!
Well, this Jan...
Oh, the
I don't doubt.
Let's drink...
Funny.
What do you mean? My situation's completely different. Huth preaches against the prelates and the clerics who are robbing the poor. Look at me. I don't have a pot to piss in. I know better. I'm one with them in poverty and suffering and everything that troubles them. I drink with them and curse those stuffed habits in Sasau Monastery.
Don't you think it's a bit odd when...
No, I don't.
What do you think of it?
He's certainly a wise man. If he got out of Prague and came here for a look, I'm sure he'd stop.
Where can I find out more?
You like it? I copied down some of his sermons.
What do the common folk?
They like it. They're happy to hear someone say what they think themselves, but are afraid in a few years it'll have grown beyond control.
Yeah, unless they...
Nonsense. They can't burn a map.
Thanks for this. It's getting quiet.
What do you suppose? I knew you wouldn't let me down.
Przyszła bida mora lat, to nie ustoi żadnej chlap. Na kraj padnął dziesięć smutek, do dnielo i rano utek, niech już małżeński majstak, do wczera żylne staje prak. Už se jí bojí svatý muži, nechtěl bych bejbě jich kůži. Nám je to jedno a tak si dáme jedno a požadem si huby jako poslední jen. Budeme se mávi, ano rada stávy a tak vypal sudy a posaď se mi sem. Tak posaď se sem a vypal je ven. Ukaž kozy jako vozy, zítra jen tu jsou nejdem, tak nalej mi hned, ať točí se svět.
Enough of this! Bailiff! Come on over here, sit down and have a drink with us.
Don't vex me again, Father. It's 3 hours past dusk, and curfew is long gone.
So what?
So, I'll have you all whipped, and put in the stocks, and I'll write a letter to the bishop about you, priest.
Well, nothing to worry about then. Everyone knows the only one around here who can write is me.
Enough! Men, throw them out.
Oh, come on. You looking for a fight? Henry, back me up.
Back! Get your penance now! Fight so fast. Not weak at the knees, have you? Yeah! Down! So, my dear, would you like to have a little ring on the bell? Closer said than done.
I'd love to. And Henry, too, I'm sure. Right, Henry?
Stop that nonsense, Godwin. Are you out of your mind? What will people say?
They can say what they like. What do I care? What do they do to me? Watch the step, my dears. Careful, you don't hurt yourself.
Godwin, you're
Here we are. Look at this beauty.
Oh. We can't do this, can we?
Who says? Get ringing, wench.
This is wonderful.
Ah, bloody oath. And now, my dears, comes the climax of the evening.
Godwin, you old goat.
Come here. Oh.
The priest has mounted up. What do you say, Henry? Shall we take a little ride of our own?
Well, I have to say that was a fine evening.
Godwin, you beast. Get up. Do you hear me? Wake up, you drunkards!
Oh, fucking hell. Where the... Oh, what the... Oh, who the hell are you? Oh, Henry. My great friend, Henry. Didn't we have a wonderful time?
Well, you certainly did, you old lecher. Now you better pull yourself together quick. You haven't much time. There's some water and something to eat on the table there, but if I were you, I would move my hairy arse before my flock eats me alive.
Oh, step on in my head. My guts. Oh, my poor suffering stomach. Oh, what was that woman on about? Before my flock eats me alive. I've forgotten something. What have I forgotten?
Where the fuck am I?
What the fuck was it? Mass! Oh shit, I have to say mass. I gotta say mass. You have to help me.
How? You're the priest.
I can't do it in this state. Maybe the liturgy. But I have to give a sermon as well. Oh, this is a disaster. They're gonna excommunicate me.
I'd like to help you, but...
You can. You can do the sermon for me.
What? So, first I investigate a murder no one wants investigated. Then I drunkenly keep the whole town up all night. And now you want me to preach at them from the pulpit? Do you want them to burn us at the stake?
No. No, I've got it. Suppose that Sir Ratzig's protege. You just came from studying in Prague. And you want to share the words of Master Jan Hus, who you recently heard preaching there. Henry, look. From what I remember, we might have overdone it a bit last night. And if the bailiff or someone else complains about me, the bishop's gonna have my guts for garters. So I'd appreciate it. Stop gaping at me like a stuffed squirrel and start helping.
You're mad. You're stark raving mad.
I'm not. It's a perfect plan. It's flawless. Oh. How about this? If you help me with this, I'll tell you who Lubosha's cronies are.